What if you could get advice on writing and marketing your book from publishing industry professionals with decades of experience? My name is Rohit Bhargava. I'm an author and a publisher, and I've been on a mission for the past 3 years to identify those people and ask them the questions that I wished I could have asked when I was writing my first book. You'll learn about all of those topics and many more in this course. You'll learn how to get more than 100 Amazon reviews, get noticed by the media, create a book launch plan, work with an editor, sell into independent bookstores, and even hit a bestseller list. This is a non-obvious crash course because I combine my best insights with dozens of exclusive interviews with smart and generous publishing industry insiders. When you buy a lifetime pass to this course, you'll have access to every video we produce now and forever in the future. So if you're ready to start your journey, get your access to the non-obvious crash course in publishing and book marketing right now. Welcome to the Non-Obvious Crash Course on Book Publishing and Marketing. I'm your host, Rohit Bhargava. I am a publisher, marketer, and the author of 9 books, and I am so excited to take you through a pretty unusual look at the world of publishing. In this course, you'll find 2 different types of lessons. The first one is a coffee conversation, a short lesson, usually strategic, me straight to camera, sharing some insights about a topic. The second type of lesson will be a much longer interview-style conversation with somebody who's an expert in a particular space. Together, these will allow you to learn from my experience, but also the experiences of some amazing people in the world of book publishing and marketing who have all generously given their time and expertise to help you learn about all different aspects of publishing. In the very first section of this course, we'll talk about book publishing basics. What types of publishers can you work with? What are publishers looking for? Should you even engage a publisher, or should you do your book yourself? These are some of the most fundamental questions to ask right before you actually get your book out into the world. In the second part of the course, we'll talk all about book branding and design. How do you choose a cover designer? What goes into a great cover design brief? How do you translate that design into a great interior layout? In addition, what does it take to choose a great title for a book? What are some tips on titling, subtitling, and in particular, what are some great book covers? Every year I host the Non-Obvious Book Awards that looks at the most interesting and best nonfiction books of the year. And you'll break down and see some of my picks for the best cover designs and the best titles and why they were so good. So all of that will be in this second part, all about book branding, interior layout, and design. Part 3 of this course is all about editorial. How do you work with editors? What does it take to sit down and actually write your manuscript? How do you create an editorial workflow if you have different people involved at different times? What is the collaboration with an editor or a ghostwriter or a developmental editor or copy editor look like? And what are the differences between all of these types of editors? Do you need an index for your book? And how are you going to get one into the editing and the writing process? And how do you collaborate with a co-author if you have a co-author? Or how do you do it all yourself? Anything you ever wanted to know about writing and editing, all of that will be in part 3 of this course. In part 4, you'll learn all about book marketing strategy. To start, you'll get a case study and a deep dive into the entire marketing strategy behind the scenes that I used for my #1 Wall Street Journal bestseller, Non-Obvious Megatrends. You'll also hear from some marketing legends about their best tips and tactics for marketing and promoting your book for book launches based on their expertise with doing hundreds of book launches themselves. Everything about crafting your marketing strategy, which is the first step to marketing and getting your book out there, you'll find in part 4. Part 5 will help you think about the marketing and PR for your book. How do you get it out into the media? What do popular podcast hosts look for if you want to get onto podcasts? What are some tips and lessons from some of the best book publicists in the world? How do you get an op-ed in the New York Times? All of these are editorial PR questions, and you'll find answers to all of these things as you think about your media strategy for your book launch in this section. In part 6, we go digital. You'll learn all about creating a website for your book, landing pages, social media, how to use all of the different platforms that you have and how to align them all together, what matters, what maybe doesn't matter, and how to choose your priorities when it comes to crafting a digital strategy as a part of the marketing and promotion for your book launch. In part 7, you'll get a deeply unfiltered and honest look at what it takes to hit a bestseller list. You'll learn from industry insiders about how these bestseller lists really work, why sometimes you might sell enough books but not actually hit the bestseller list, whether you should even target trying to go for one and what the ups and downs are about it, and how to work with a professional if you want to create a specific campaign to try and hit one of these lists and what it really takes to do it. Everything you ever wanted to know about bestseller lists, you'll find in part 7. In part 8, we'll take a deep dive into book reviews, how to generate more reviews for your book, whether it's from the industry, the publishing industry, or Amazon reviews. What does it take to build a community around your book? How do you get considered for book clubs? All of the aspects of trying to get more people to read your book, driving more word of mouth about your book, and connecting it with real readers. That's what we'll focus on in this part. In part 9, you'll hear from publishing industry pros about how distribution really works, how do stores decide what books to put on shelf, and you'll learn about the importance of book metadata. Not the sexiest topic, but hugely important for book discovery and for getting your book listed in the right way. In part 10, you'll learn all about how to work with bookstores, book festivals, libraries, places that get books out in front of people. Each one of them has a different set of rules and expectations for how they work with authors and how they work with publishers, whether you're independent or you have a publisher. These are really important things to know when it comes to trying to get your book out in front of people who will then consume it because they'll see it in all of these different places. Curious about audiobooks or foreign language translations or new formats of books like video books? In part 11, you'll learn all about the different formats of books and how to get those done. How do you work with a narrator to get your audiobook out into the world? Should you narrate it yourself? And if so, what do you need to know? How do you get the book into foreign language translations? How do you sell it to foreign translators so that you can get it into different languages? All of those things you'll find in this section, all about other formats of your book. In part 12, we'll record videos on any topic that doesn't fit into any of the other categories. So this is your chance to ask about how books get printed, or paper, or copyright, or anything else that may not necessarily fit into one of the other modules, but can be covered here. So that was a short overview of everything you're going to get in the non-obvious crash course to book publishing and marketing. Now it's time to get started. This is not a course where you have to start with the first lesson and move all the way through. You can jump in and jump out based on whatever phase you happen to be at. If you've already written your manuscript and maybe you're at a later stage, jump straight into the marketing content. If you're at an earlier stage, still trying to figure out your publishing solution, start with the beginning. Any way you want to use this course, it's meant to be there for you to jump into and out of. The final thing I want to say is congratulations. A lot of people in the world dream about writing a book, but you've taken the first step to getting your book out. I can't wait to see what you do with the lessons in this course, and I'm looking forward to reading your book, so please let me know when it's out so I can support you, write a review for you, and help you get that book to be as amazing as it could possibly be.